Today on my channel, Planner and Faith Friends, we're going to work on my booklet for there's quarterly booklets in here. This is my prayer journal. So we're going to decorate a little bit for April, May, June, that booklet. And I'm going to show you this past week in my Lenten devotional that I created and hopefully inspire you. We're going to talk about good works and putting good into the world as part of our journey this Lent. So pull up a cup of tea or something and join me, friends. Please stay tuned. Hello, planner friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm One Crafty Dolo. I'm so happy you're here today with me. On Sundays, on my channel, it's always about Jesus, faith studies, Bible journaling, prayer journaling, and I always have a good mug of tea. Today, I'm drinking some Twinings Earl Grey, and it's delicious. So today, what I'd like to do is to get my prayer journal ready for April. It's another booklet, and I decided this would be a fun project today. I was working a lot this week, and I really need creativity. So that's what we're going to do today. This is my Erin Condren Petite Planner, and it has some marks on it. I try to ignore it. I created these little spaces here, and that's be still and know. So these booklets are 3 months at a time, so they're quarterly. I love this system. I used it for the first time last year, and I'm very thrilled with it. Oh, let me show you how I decorated it for winter. This is my deco, and so I thought we could get in here and start decoing for spring. Believe it or not, it's hard to imagine. If you're new, join my growing community. I'd love to have you. I appreciate those who are subscribing and commenting. You're helping me create this happy little spot on the internet and on YouTube, and I thank you for that. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here for now and get into it. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you, I've been doing a Lenten, I write devotionals now on Medium, and so in the back here I've been working on these devotionals every week, and I'll show you this current week, which I was a little later in getting up, I admit, but things happen. So okay, so now I want to get in here and get this set up, and I was looking, I picked some stencils here that I have. These two are Hobby Lobby, and this one you can see is Simple Stories that I picked up through scrapbook.com. Sorry about that. I was thinking about the birds for the spring. I thought that could be cute. I did the birds once before. Here, let me show you. This is last year's, and I did the birds like this for the winter. Yeah, I saved these. I love my prayer journals. I did bring out my butterfly stencils, but I'm going to nix those and say no. So it's either the birds or, and I have done this one before, but it's really incredibly pretty. Isn't this pretty? It's greenery. It's got little tiny butterflies that I can work with. So I think we're going to go with that for spring. It's just so doggone pretty. At least that's how I feel. And if I need to, even though technically you're not supposed to, I can change this a bit. So I grabbed 2 Distress Oxides, and I got 2 of these. I save these tips because otherwise you just keep going through them. And then periodically I will throw them all out. I keep them in a little plastic bag, Ziploc, with all my inks. So I thought we could get in here and I can talk a little prayer journaling, faith life, etc. I'm just playing here. I don't know if I want to do it this way or that way. We might just do it the right way and so forth. So, yeah. So let's get into it, shall we? And inking and stenciling and stamping are always some of my absolute favorite ways to decompress and to, yeah, basically seize the moment. Now, I'm not going to use every, like I can see, I'm probably not going to use that branch, but I'm going to work this around here to see what I can do with it and how this is, yeah, I think I can do this. We'll figure it out. Right? Right. Alrighty. So let's talk prayer journaling, faith life, and so forth. I just read an article. You can look this up. There's a new saint, and they're going to the shrine is in Assisi in Italy. Now, I'm not Catholic. Let's make that clear. I'm not. But I thought this was an interesting story. A young man, and he was born into a family that didn't celebrate faith. They weren't churchgoers and so forth. But he had faith, and he was always helping people. He was, like, unlike his rich peers in Milan, he didn't want to go skiing. He wanted to give to the poor. He wanted to do these extraordinary things. Well, he was struck down by leukemia, and people have been praying to him. He's apparently the shrine he's entombed in. He's there and wearing a hoodie and I guess jeans, and his name is Carlo. So if you Google Assisi and Carlo saint, you should be able to see the full story. So I'm only giving you what I remember. Here's the thing. I recently have been playing with this phrase in my mind, and I think it's true. I don't know many ordinary women. I know a lot of extraordinary women. I know extraordinary men too. This isn't, gender biased here. But it takes ordinary people sometimes to do extraordinary things. And I believe, and I was raised to believe, by making your corner of the world even just a little bit better, by putting good into the world, you're doing the right thing. You're doing, it's extraordinary unto itself. And this got me thinking, reading about this young fellow. He died so young, and now they're going to canonize him. And I will admit, I'm very fortunate to have been to Assisi and seen the tomb of St. Francis, and it's gorgeous, needless to say. The whole village is gorgeous. It's quite busy. I was there not in a tourist season. I never go in the summer. But if you want, you can Google again and look up the images and videos on YouTube of Assisi and how beautiful it is. But this really did get me to thinking a bit about ordinary people, extraordinary people. And I come on here weekly, and you're nice enough to indulge me and listen to me in my ramblings. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just an ordinary woman. And I'm trying to put good into this world and maybe be a little bit extraordinary. And sometimes the best thing you can do in this life is just being you. And I always say you matter. That's a tagline to my channel, right? You'd matter because you do. But I would also say this, that I don't believe God makes mistakes. And so during this time of Lent, during this time of reflection and observation and really thinking about the journey of Jesus, think about what you're putting into the world. You know what I mean? Okay, I grabbed another ink to add different colored butterflies in here. I guess what I'm trying to say is, in this moment, in your sphere, whatever you're doing, you're a journaler, you're a prayer journaler, you're a person of faith in some way, otherwise I don't think you'd be here. Well, how can you make the world around you a little better? And sometimes we have to start in ourselves, right? Because we're facing challenges. And my devotional this week talks about one of the biggest challenges I faced. And it may not sound like much, but I had to sell my home, and it was really hard. And there's a little more to the story than I shared, but it was just hard. But I touched on the emotional cost and about pausing in the midst of wherever you are, and knowing now, and perfect hindsight is always 20/20, that even though it hurt, I needed to do that at the time. So I just wanted to come on today and just like talk about this a little bit and to say that, you know, sometimes we have to make tough choices, but a lot of times those choices end up being a good thing, even if we don't see it at the moment. And if you focus on putting good into the world, I didn't realize how much so that this is really necessary for us. And now that I do, I don't ever want to stop in any way, if that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? I just feel that we all have our moments, we all have our times, we all have this and that, but I feel like putting good in your spot. This young man did that and is still helping people. And he was trying, part of why they decided to put him in Assisi, understand, as I read, St. Francis of Assisi renounced, he was wealthy and he renounced his family. He renounced his family's fortune. And so seeing that and living that is amazing in my personal opinion. I put the wrong letters in the wrong spot. Anyway, I'm busy talking and not paying attention, right? So I just wanted to come on as I'm decorating and just talk to you about, one of the lessons from Lent that I like to take is that we go through hard things. And this week has been this Rejoicing Sunday, as it's called. But how is it in the middle of Lent possible to rejoice? And then extrapolating from that, how do you rejoice when you're in the middle of really tough times? And again, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. There are some things that are just loss, grief. That's a horrible thing. And I don't have any pat solution on getting through that, except I try to be thankful for the people that were in my life that are gone and, keep trying to put good into the world. And when I started this channel, I don't know what I expected, but I'm connecting with so many of you. I'm feeling like we, not just me, we're making a difference. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to move it over. So I just think that today's lesson in decorating and creative faith is to think about, as we get through Lent, what are you thinking about for next year in terms of your faith life and putting good into the world? It should be your version of it. And that could be simple as kindness. That can be as simple as, helping out other people in a way. I'm not talking financial. I'm just talking by being present. If there's anybody to call who maybe needs a friend, things like that. So that's all. That's what when I read that story about that young man, that really hit my heart, to be honest with you. And I feel like it was something I needed for me as well, if that makes sense. I love how this came out incidentally. It's looking really, really pretty. So I'm going to use this and just put my name in here. Okay, I like how this turned out. It's very springish, isn't it? Now, I have to think about what I want to put over here. I don't know that I'm going to get into decorating all these today. We could, but I don't know that I will. Let me dig around and root around and see what we can put over here, friends. Okay, so I dug into my little crafty stash here and I came out with some more butterflies. Surprise. There's these huge ones, which these are all Dollar Tree, incidentally. So there's that. This is really a pretty one. This one down here. And I like these smaller ones too. And there's these gold ones. I got butterflies everywhere. I know. It's my motif. I wouldn't mind putting a large one in the middle. And then maybe some smaller ones around it. So do I want this one? Or do I want this one? Oof, it's hard to tell. Let me get these out of this here. So to finish my discussion, this Lent, I'm really going to think about what I'm doing going forward in terms of putting good into the world. Yes, I have my channel, but even beyond that, I want to give that some serious thought here. So I will do that. Okay, I have this one here. I can see how that looks. And I would encourage you to do likewise and start by being kind. That's a no small thing, it seems to me. And it seems to me that increasingly that goes by the wayside. Yeah, I like this one better, even though it's darker. I like it a lot. It has some of the yellow, and you see it has some of the yellow and green in here, so I think we're going to go with that one. Aren't these great? I know. Dollar Tree crafts, man. But, you know, the other thing of that is not all Dollar Trees are created equal, so you have to really sometimes go to, you know, I was in a very large Dollar Tree not that long ago, not near my home. We were out for the day, and I went in, and this was the largest Dollar Tree I've seen in my life. It was huge, and truthfully, they hardly had any crafts. It was amazing. So I'm going to use some of this Dollar Tree double-sided tape here to try to get this on a bit. So anyway, so not all, it was the biggest Dollar Tree I've ever seen, and I was like, oh, I thought wrong. I thought that, oh, wow, there's going to be so many great crafts here. No, hardly anything. So you never know. So do know that all Dollar Trees are not the same. Alrighty, so we go here, and very good, friends. Very, very good. If I can get it off here, it'll be very good too. There we go. Dollar Tree. There we go, right in the middle. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let me pick this up so I can see a little better. Yeah, that's definitely good. And now the question is, what do we want to add to the sides? I don't think we're going to nix the gold ones. Maybe some of these smaller ones especially. So let's see. We've got a pink and a blue. I don't want to use the purple, so let me see here. Anyway, the other thing with the Dollar Tree crafts, incidentally, is if you like something, you can see what I did. I buy multiples of whatever, because you go back and it's never there again. I'm not quite sure how they do that, but that's what they do. And so, yeah, just know that it's never there again usually. Sometimes it is, but that's pretty rare in my opinion. I'm going to take some more of this. Let me just clip some and see how we're going to do this. I may just end up sticking it on this spot here. Hold on, I'm making a mess, of course. Make it a little smaller. I have to say that once I started combining faith and creativity, it was really and truly a game changer for me. It really brought me out of my, I can teach, that's a different skill set, but to be creative like this, I was pretty intimidated originally. Okay. All right, let me work with this. Okay, very rarely does that happen where it takes a little extra time, but whatever. And we're going to use this pink one. I'm going to do the same thing with the double-sided tape. You just have to make sure it's pressed down. That was my mistake there. Let me clip this. But yes, once I combined creativity and faith, I didn't know I was creative. I mean, I knew I could kind of write, although I've exceeded things there on my own, by my own metrics. And now I'm like, oh, wait, I am creative. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's very different. And then, you know what? I didn't realize that goes nicely out here. I think just for chitter chattering, we may do a little bit more in here just to get a few. Let me move all these. I've got piles of stuff. Okay, now I did have this little stencil, and I'm tempted to do some of this here. Why not? Let's have some fun. I'm just going to add in some butterflies, maybe a little washi. Yeah, I think that would be good, actually. Let's see here. Get it close to the edge. Do it on an angle. Wait, it should be this way. Right? Yeah. Okay. I hope that in some small way I'm helping facilitate some type of growth for you in Lent. That's my goal here. And so I'm hopeful that I am succeeding in that. And, you know, I don't want you to pressure yourself. I'd rather you do the things you do and, you know, but I'm always an encourager. Somebody said that recently on the video I made about my channel. Who am I? What do I do? I'm an encourager. That's what I am, and it's true. I feel very strongly about that in life, that, you know, you're given a lot, and we're all walking through as best as we can, right, friends? Oh, I like those. Oh, I like those a lot. Huh. I'm going to do a half a butterfly somewhere up here. I think I could do it. I think I can. Do I want to do it over here? Yeah. You can always do the half stencil. That's always, oh wait, no. I want to use the pink over here because I use the green. I like to do visually things in 3. Your eyes draw to the pattern better. I know that sounds weird, but after watching different people do different decorating, and I've learned. Oh, how pretty. Okay, good. I'm glad I did that. Alrighty, now maybe another few pages. Let me see what other stencils I can grab. Okay, so I have more. Of course I have more butterflies. Of course I do, right? And I have this one too with the bees, and I really like them. So I'd like to get them on here. Let's get out the yellow. This is fun. This is so relaxing. Oh. Do you have any Easter traditions? I kind of do. I mean, I grew up in a large extended family. Polish Easter's our jam, man. So we always had different traditions, and I do my best to maintain at least some of them now. Not always as successful. I mean, you know, people move, family changes, but we do okay. How about this giant book? That's pretty big. No. I think, okay, let me see. This is a half butterfly. It's large though. Wait, there's a butterfly on this one. Let me look at this again. I like that one. It's smaller. I think we can put her over here. I'm just sticking with these colors for now because they're in front of me, if that makes sense. Let's move this over a little. This stencil I know is from Hobby Lobby. Incidentally, when you go, if you want to find the stencils, they're usually in the back row somewhere. They're, you know, people use them for wood and so forth. So just know that sometimes you have to dig a little, but they're really inexpensive. This full price was $1.79. Now that may have gone up since then because Lord knows everything is more expensive. But this one, I think, was scrapbook.com. Not sure, but yeah. So I accumulate them over the years. I'm going to put a little bee up here. I also have some bee stamps, and I certainly have butterfly stamps. But we're just laying, if I can get like this first week done, I think that'll be good. It's at least something. Okay, get the green out again. Let's work on this. I like this big one. This one I believe I picked up at Joann's. Oh, my little cat is here, begging for attention. Let's put this one over here, shall we? Oops, yeah, this one's from Joann's, I remember. Sad, isn't it? Joann's is done. Very sad, actually. I love Hobby Lobby the best. Joann's was second. Michael's has changed so much. I just don't like it as much anymore. But, you know, here we are, right? Things change. People move on. It's sad. A lot of retail stores are just gone. And then, you know, I go there looking for more planner stuff, and I'm surprised when I don't find it. Well, guess what? It's not there anymore. It's just not, sadly. I think I'll do this one up here. Like, I'm trying to do it so I don't interfere with all my writing on here. Okay. Last time I went to Joann's, they were so incredibly helpful and nice. I'm just really, you know, in fact, I was looking for the stencils and couldn't find them. And then the woman was just lovely. Just sad, you know. And I'm going to use this little bee again. I think that's a cute thing. I don't mind if it's both yellow on the same here. It's okay. Whoops. Eek. Try not to do that. I do have stencil tape. To be honest with you, I just never use it. All right, let me clean up a minute here. Okay, how's that looking? Good. All righty, I just grabbed some random washi here. Why not? Let's get her done, right? It's so pretty. I love how it all's turned out. And I'm trying to use up things I have, such as this washi. It's really pretty. This is a combination of Carpe Diem used to have washi and Simple Stories. They were the same company, so yeah. Just so pretty, you know? Just so pretty. There we go. And maybe one more up here. Just little bits of washi to make it pretty and to tie it together in terms of the colors. That's perfect, right? With the pink and the green and the yellow. This one, I'm tempted to use this. And I'm going to do it a little differently because I don't want everything to be the same. Yeah, obviously. So, Psalm 100, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. This is my joyful noise. And it's my hope to encourage you to put good in the world and to, I don't know, be the light. Let's be the light, friends. And let's use this washi. Isn't this pretty? I feel like since Simple Stories sold the Carpe Diem line, it's not the same. Like they have great products, they do, but they don't have their washi, they don't have this, and it seems to me they're slowly eliminating a lot of products. I don't know why. I know a lot of them, people were saying they got them at Big Lots. Yeah, there's another retail space that's gone, right? Which I didn't go to much anyway, but it's gone, right? I guess they're all closed by now. I don't know. But a lot of people were finding the Carpe Diem Traveler's Notebooks at Big Lots really inexpensive. I never found them, so that's just me, of course. But anyway, alrighty. So we've got first, well, Sunday is still in the old one. I always use these, repurpose my jam jars. That's my fancy washi storage. So we've got week 1. That's perfect. Week 2. Week, you know what I mean? Sorry. 2 days here, 2 days there, and then 3 days there. And I kind of like that. And I'm thrilled I did this. This is a little different in terms, these are popping up. I don't know. I may have to adhere them down, but they look good. So I have to finish. I already did today, but I have to do tomorrow yet in here. And then, you know what? I think I'm going to pop this in the front anyway because that one's almost done. I like this system. Thanks to my followers, I was able to realize, oh yeah, I bought it on sale. I had rewards. I mean, I had thought I wasn't going to be able to get this for this year, and yet I did, and I'm thrilled. Okay, good. So this is all set. Now I want to show you for Lent this week. Speaking of creative spaces that I absolutely love, well, this is one of them. This journal has turned out to be a real favorite. So here we have my Lent section. And again, let me fix this. There we go. Here we have my Lent section, and I'm using my own. It helps me write my own devotionals and how I'm doing things. So this was week 2. This was last week, and this is this current week. So I took some verses from Ephesians. This is, I don't know how to say it, but it means Rejoicing Sunday. So in the middle of Lent, we pause and we rejoice for something in some way. And I'll be honest with you, I ask you in reflection to write a letter to yourself, looking back on things and how you were taken care of. I share a story in there. So that was my letter to myself. And so Ephesians 2:8, for by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God. I love that. Ephesians 2:10, for we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which is what I was talking to you about, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. I think we rejoice, we pause in the middle of the somberness and seriousness of Lent to look ahead and rejoice at the miracle of Resurrection Sunday. And in that pause, we have to examine ourselves and see what good we are doing and putting into the world. So, and for me, Lent, the liturgical year for me begins on Ash Wednesday. So now we have a new year here. Now we have a chance to reboot, restart, revamp. And I extrapolate things from my own, from the verses, and I say, as we walk through our fires and hardships, let us always remember the greatest gift to us is Jesus. This gift is our salvation and our saving grace. When we are in the midst of it all, why do we often lose track of this? Well, looking back, I now know how many decisions I fought, I didn't think were right, like selling my home, were actually gifts. I didn't see it at the time. I refused to understand this, and for that I feel terribly, which I'm not big at second guessing myself, but, I guess I'm allowed to be human, but thankfully I now see clearly. And the other thing I'm taking is this bit about good works. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for creating with me. Hopefully I inspired you, especially I do kind of feel strongly about the idea of these Dollar Tree things. And you saw I had all these. This is nothing I purchased, but of course it takes time to build your supply up. Incidentally, I will say this, generally speaking, I feel the Distress Oxide inks are a lot better than a lot of the other inks I purchased, but that's just me, my opinion. But the idea I can use things I had, and same here, all of this, these washi, trying to use them up. It just seems like, instead of accumulating more, I haven't bought washi in quite some time. And this is why, because I still have plenty, but this adds to, I don't know, it just adds to my life. So thank you so much for the gift of your time and your presence. Goodness knows I appreciate you, friends. Have a blessed week. And if I can pray for you, let me know in the comments below. Thanks again, Planner and Faith friend. Cheers to us and going through the rest of Lent together. Bye now.